Welcome to Object-Oriented Programming with C++. My name is Steve, and I will guide you through your learning experience with object-oriented programming and also your learning experience with C++. What we have here is my personal website. I've put some resources that we'll use throughout the Learning C++ and Object-Oriented Programming course, and it'll have some things that will help you get a better grip, like worksheets. It'll have a course syllabus and some activities, and then eventually some solutions to activities. The first thing we have here is a link to Eclipse for C or C++ developers. I've posted a video already that will show you how to set up Eclipse, and so I do recommend going through that video, getting Eclipse set up, and then coming back to this video. So let's take a quick look at the course syllabus. We won't go into too much detail. A syllabus is a course outline. It lets you know what's going to happen, gives you a description. The objectives are important. These are the things that you should learn by the time you're done this course, and these are the things that I want you to learn by the time you're done this course. And when you're in university or college, objectives will be the thing that you want to really focus on when you take a course. So today we're going to look at Lesson 0, the Hello World lesson. Then we'll look at some other stuff. We'll eventually get to Activity 1. Go through these lessons before you do Activity 1. And then we'll eventually get all the way down to Activity 5 at the very end after Lesson 14. We'll do some activities. That's Activity 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Don't cheat. Give yourself an opportunity to struggle through it. Make some mistakes. Email me your questions by pressing this, clicking this link, or going to this contact page here. When you are asking a question, please make your subject meaningful. So don't just say, "Hi, Steve, I am stumped." Because I will read this and I'll say, "Who is stumped? Why are they stumped?" And it's spam. I'm not going to read it. So say, YouTube videos on CPP or C++, stumped on lesson 1. And put your questions in the message, say hello, introduce yourself, hit the send button, and I'll get back to you within 1 day. So let's take a look at the remainder of our syllabus. We have some supplemental reading. If you're really interested in learning C++ from an engineering perspective, if you're going into engineering next year, or if you're currently studying engineering and you're trying to learn C++, I recommend this book. If you're going into IT, I don't think this book would be beneficial to you. It is an expensive book. It's not cheap, and so it's really not something that I would want you to go out, waste the money on if you don't have any plans on using it. I used this book when I was in university. I thought it was an excellent read. It was a lot of fun, really insightful stuff for engineering problems. If you're not looking at engineering problems, it's probably not that insightful. So, word of warning, if you're not interested in engineering, don't read that book. But it's a great book. I liked it a lot, and that's why it's in the supplemental read. So let's take a quick look at a worksheet. All of our worksheets are going to have the same format. There will be a little bit of a cheat sheet, so to speak, summary type thing. This is stuff you might want to memorize or throw into a cheat sheet so that when you're programming in C++, you know what's going on. So we have some data types and operators. And then at the end we have some exercises. Fill out these exercises for your own benefit. It'll help you learn what the heck's going on, right? Like this looks like a total mess. This is some really wacky stuff, really just kind of nuts, weird little problems, stuff to really test your might, test your knowledge. So if you fill those out, tell me which things are correct, incorrect, whatever. Show me that you've done it and show me the solutions for your activities. I'll write you up a little reference letter, something that says so-and-so is an excellent student and I think you should accept him to your university, or this guy is great at programming with C++, I think he's great and you should hire him. So I'll write you a little reference letter either for your university or for your workplace. If you're going to ask for a reference letter, make sure that you've done the activities and that you've filled out your worksheets and you show me that you've done that. And also tell me where you want that reference to go. Do you want it to go to your university or college? Do you want it for work? Let me know what's going on. That way I can add contact information. So if it's a employer, they can call me. If it's a university, they can email me. So I guess that's pretty much everything we're going to need to know for the lesson structure, where our resources are, what the resources are going to be used for. So let's go ahead and jump into lesson 0, Hello World, and create our Hello World program. So we open up our Eclipse directory, we launch the Eclipse application. We get our workspace. So I have my workspace set to my desktop, OOP with CPP, and that's good for me, and that wasn't supposed to rhyme. So now we let Eclipse load up. Okay, so Eclipse is ready to go. If you've correctly followed the instructions for setting up Eclipse, when you go to create a new project, so let me go and do that again. You go to File, New, go to File, New, C++ project. It should look exactly like this. It'll have this little arrow here with Visual C++. If you don't have that option, go ahead and download Visual C++. I think it's distributed with Windows 8 automatically. Select the Hello World C++ project. Let's give it a meaningful name. Lesson 0 Hello World. And we'll click Finish. It'll do its thing, set itself up. And over here we have some gobbledygook because we have no idea what the heck is going on yet. So what you see here in green text is stuff called comments. In C++, anything followed by a double backslash, you might be thinking / this is actually a backslash. This is called a comment. So this is a comment, and in Eclipse, comments are, no, I don't like that. That doesn't read nicely. In Eclipse, comments are green. So yeah, that's our comment. Over here we have something that we've never seen before, something else we've never seen before, and some other stuff we've never seen before. But over here we have a comment that says print hello world, the way that it looks in here. So I'm going to change this to look a little bit nicer, and you might want to do that too. And let's change this to read nicely as well. It's hello world. Okay, so it's telling us that it'll print hello world. So we go to project, and we'll select build all. So this is building our solution, and so it says that we have built it correctly. So our console is telling us that the build is finished, everything is good, there's nothing in red, no problems, one warning, nothing to worry about here. And we go ahead, find the thing that looks like a little play button and click it. It's the run button, so we click the run button. And it says hello world in our console at the bottom here. There might be something popping up here that asks you what, I think it's what tool, no, not toolchain, what configuration file to use. Click the one that says min.gw, and that'll give you a nice output in your console window that'll work with Windows when you try to run your executable file on your own. So if we look up here at the top of our console, it shows us where the Hello World executable file is, and it shows us that we're actually executing a file. So we have an actual application that's been built that we've created. It says Hello World, and it prints Hello World to a console. So it shows that inside our Hello World project folder, there's a debug folder which has our executable. So let's go ahead and close this. Let's open this. And over here we see our project folder. We see that debug folder, and we see the lesson 0 Hello World application file. Let's click properties. And so this is a file. Location, hello world, sharing, security. Okay, I wanted to see it tell me that it was an executable file, but I guess I need to change something else in Windows to see that. See, maybe if I hover over it, No. Okay. Well, we'll double click it and it'll show us an executable. But wait, it just flashes. So our command line flashes and shows very briefly hello world. You see it jump out if you're looking really closely, and then it closes. That's because console applications are designed to execute and then terminate and automatically close the console window when they're done. If we don't want it to do that, we're going to add a little line here. Again, don't worry about this. We'll take a look at these types of things in later lessons. We're not ready to learn what this means, and we're not going to learn what this means in this lesson video series, and we're going to learn this stuff later. So we've added this. Anytime we make a change to our program file, we need to go to project and we need to build our project again. So it's rebuilt, and now our file here, our application has been replaced. So let's refresh this just in case. We'll double click that, and now the system is pausing and it's waiting for somebody to interrupt it. But you do see hello world here. And we can press any key to continue and it closes that off. So a couple things that I do want you to understand, that using namespace std, that's the standard namespace. IOStream is a library that works with input and output, and cout, don't pronounce it cout, it's cout, that stands for console out or console output. And then this is what it's going to output into the console. And return 0 we'll look at later. End L means end line, so it'll return the line, create a new line when we're done. So we've created our very first C++ project and application. So congratulations, you've created your very own C++ project and your very own executable, your very first console application. You should feel very happy about that, and we'll start building new console applications in the next lesson, where we take a look at operators, special keywords like the pound include, the int main. We'll not look at that in the next lesson, but we'll look at some things like these special keywords, the semicolon here. We'll take a look at more comments. We'll learn how the comments work. We'll take a look at this type of comment, which is a multi-line comment, and we'll play with that a little bit too. If you want to know more about this, using namespace, std stuff, more about all these things, and you want a sizable amount of depth, email me or personal message me on YouTube, and I'll be happy to hop on Skype or maybe write something out to you in an email or a message and explain to you exactly what's going on here. But I do suggest just watching the remainder of the videos, getting it one bit at a time, because it's like trying to devour a whale with, eat the whole whale in one gulp. And then you gotta little bites, one bite at a time. So that's our first lesson. Congratulations on making your first C++ program. I look forward to seeing you in lesson 1 and 2. And until next time, take care and happy programming. Bye.